Welcome back, everybody. As promised in this video, my full take and an update on the interest rate decision, which is tomorrow on Wednesday the 26th. It's at 8 p.m. UTC plus 2, I think. And then the press conference is 30 minutes after. So I just wanted to make a video on, first of all, what to expect from the price. And we'll just do a full analysis. So we'll actually take a look at all of the economic events for the United States from the last month or so. So that we can get an idea of what might be said at the press conference, all right? Because the interest rate is going up, all right? The interest rate is going up from 5.25% to 5.5%. That's already set, and that's probably going to happen, right? The chances of that not happening are very, very, very low. So it's all about what happens at the press conference. What will they say there? Do we need to increase the interest rates even more over a longer period of time? Or can we actually start talking about maybe, stopping the hikes and bringing it back down, which would be bullish for crypto? So that's what we'll talk about. So we'll dive right into it. So first of all, the last two interest rate press conferences were basically as the following. It was, all right, we don't have a clear path. We'll just take a look at all of the economic events over the next month, and then we'll make a decision on what to do at that press conference. All right, so that's basically that. They're very pragmatic about it. They await what the economy does, and based on what the economy in the US does, they will either keep the hikes up, or they will pause it like they did last time around, or they will, at some point of time, they'll also decrease it. But that's not what I expect for now. So if we take a look, and I'm not going to explain everything, but we'll just take a look on average at all of the economic events. Most of them are showing some sort of a slowing down of the US economy, all right? Most of them, not always. Like if you take a look at some of the last economic events, what you'll see is that existing home sales, continuing jobless claims are higher than expected and lower than expected, which both are bullish for Bitcoin because it would point towards a situation where a less high interest rate is needed. But then the initial jobless claims are lower than expected, which means that still more people are actually, getting a job. So that points towards more inflation and therefore also keeping the interest rates high. All right, so it's kind of mixed. Most of the results, like for example here, the building pyramids is also pointing towards less inflation. The retail sales point towards less inflation. The PPI is pointing towards less inflation. Again, continuing jobless claims point towards less inflation. Initial jobless claims points to more inflation. Overall, all right, I'm not going to bore you too much with this, but overall it points towards a situation in the US economy where inflation is probably going to come back down. And that's also what we've seen over the last couple of months. Inflation rate is coming down. It's still, if you take a look at the inflation rate over the last 2 years, it's still high, all right? That's just the way it is. Will probably not come down again, but that's a completely different situation. But yeah, so what I expect from this interest rate and the press conference is basically the same. I do think there's I don't think there's a chance to be any more bearish than this, right? I mean, the interest rate is going up. I think that's already taken into account by the markets. Like if you take a look at the dollar strength index, for example, has been quite bullish since the 18th of July. I think it's already priced in. So what they'll say at the press conference, like, they won't be able to say anything, I think, based on the economic events that will make Bitcoin even more bearish. Now, could we still move down? Yes, all right. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, what we'll see then is if we take a look at the last three interest rates, we had a pause right here, which was followed by a big drop, but the market was also bearish. Then before that, we had an increase, but then we actually became more bullish. And then afterwards, we started dropping down. But initially, we were more bullish. And then the one before that, we also got an increase. And then we were quite bearish and then bullish. So the conclusion based on the last couple of interest rates is that there was almost no effect. We just moved together with the market. And perhaps, all right, perhaps we were a little bit bearish right here. There's no conclusion you can make out of that. So based on that, and generally we just follow the market. All right. So based on that, I think the best guess right now is as well that we'll just follow the market. Market right now quite bearish. We had quite a lot of bearish confirmation. interest rates are always quite volatile, so we might have a spike up to this level right here, 29,600. But I think overall, the most likely scenario is that we'll actually get a market or a movement continuation down to this level right here at 28,400 and 28,500, unless they explicitly say in the interest rate press conference that the interest rates are going to go down earlier or more quickly. All right, so that they'll lower them in higher increments. That's the only way in which we could actually, because that's unexpected, I think, that way we could actually turn very, very bullish. Is that something I expect? No. Maybe next in interest rate decision we can expect something like that, but for now I think it's too early. I think we'll barely see any movement. Well, I do think we'll see volatility, but barely any decisive movement, and in general I think we'll follow the market direction. That's my take on it for now. Hopefully it was valuable to you. If it was, consider subscribing. I do a lot of updates on crypto and different crypto pairs and in general. For now, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and bye.